This episode on the channel is a bit different in its content, but within the context of our DC universe, you know, the real one, this type of sexual predator we call, in this universe, on this channel, the sickos. You would have most likely not seen or seen much of this type of an interview or interrogation with this class of sexual predator. A sicko is a type of, let's say, deviant, a sexual deviant. And the sicko we're about to see is the type of sicko that preys upon the elderly or the incapacitated. This sick deviant attacks the elderly within our communities, within your community, as well as mine. And this sicko is from the UK, the English part of the UK. And here's something I know about the UK people in those four countries. Let's say England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. Those four awesome rugby player nations. And from knowing and meeting a lot of the UK people when they've come over to Aotearoa, and those that are within places and societies of which I belong to, the one thing that I have learnt in regards to how the UK people view and treat sickos is that they will f***ing kill them. Like, you watch true crime and you see these people locked up in these vans, these sickos, and they're driving them, and there are hundreds of people on that street screaming and yelling and trying to get into that van. It is f***ing awesome that if they showed this guy's face or published his name or any identifications on him whatsoever, then he is in the worst country, most likely the worst country to be in if you're a sicko and the community, the UK community, knows about you. Now, this type of deviant sicko, the head boys, they call it or lap it under what's called a paraphilia. Now, some people do say that this type of deviant sexual predator behavior should be classed as a fetish, but I tend to disagree. I believe that a fetish does not involve an unwilling or incapacitated partner. So we class it as a paraphilia. Now this one, he, like I said before, he preys upon the elderly or incapacitated within people's communities, and he takes it from fantasy to reality. And that's the step of which they build up to, and they will always build up until they do it, unless they get the help that's needed. And those ones, the ones that are out there, the ones that are in your community like this, the model that our global community through this channel is putting into Queenstown, Aotearoa, that model prohibits and prevents this type of sexual predator from gaining entrance and being around the community when the community is at its most vulnerable, and that is when they are out drinking. That's what our model does. So make sure you check out the links below, because it may be something that you want to get behind and help us with. But for now, let me introduce you to the sicko.
I'd like to report a horrible incident about myself. Today, I had some work done installing some smart meters, my gas and electric.
Yeah.
The engineer started touching himself, putting his hands down his trousers.
Okay.
And he ejaculated all over the toilet seat. I'm scared in case he comes back.
Okay, officers are on their way, okay? So they won't be too long.
So he came in, he buzzed in. You tell me what happened, bud.
He said, I've come to look at your smart meters.
Okay.
And then he was in the kitchen over there, where I turned there, I turned right here. I had his hands down his trousers. And he said, I'm itchy. After his exact words, he said, I'm itching. Then he started touching himself up in the kitchen. He had an erection. He went into the bathroom. I thought he needed the loo. But obviously, he didn't need the loo, did he? He's one disgusting creature. You're not a creature. You're not even a creature. And not do that to a person like me, disabled, when they've got learning disability, I've got asthma.
Oh, Bab.
I just want him done because he's going to think if he's going to do it to me, he's going to do it to other vulnerable people.
Well, he shouldn't be doing that sort of stuff at all, should he, Bab? Shouldn't be doing it.
Wrong.
No.
It's wrong.
No. So I'm here to help the best I can.
You.
Okay,
Thank
Bab?
you very much.
Okay.
I've told my mum I've got a sister and a nephew.
Okay. Are you going to be all right this evening, or do you want to get one of them to come round here, or do you want to go to them or anything? Or are you going to be okay on your own, Bab?
In case he comes, you mean?
No, just because obviously it shook you up. I
Yeah,
don't think he'll be
up.
coming
He
back.
really has shook me up because he knows what my place looks like.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get the evidence that'll put him here and get him in front of a judge. Okay, Bab? I'll have a little look.
His glove's there.
His glove?
His glove in the shower room. His glove's there in the bucket. It's all there. I haven't touched anything at all.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a start, see if I can find some evidence. You hang fire here, Bab, so I can carry on and do what I've got to do.
I'm having a cigarette.
You have a cigarette, Bab.
Sorry.
And I'll make a start.
That was the elderly UK victim who has just been attacked. And now we're going to have a listen to what the sicko has to say.
You've decided at the moment not to have any representation.
Yeah.
Just for the benefit of the recording, is there any particular reason?
I don't feel like it's a big thing.
Okay, so on the 16th of July, tell me what happened.
So just normal job really, just went in there. It was an old lady, installed her smart meters.
And how did she present to you?
To be honest, one job, no, she was alright, and then obviously she just let me in, and then the whole time, obviously when I was doing the electric meter she wasn't there, but when I was doing the gas meter, the whole time she was just talking to herself.
She was talking to herself?
Yeah. I think we had one more conversation about, I think she had cats and I've got cats, so we was just talking about her cats. And that's it, and then obviously finished my install normal, asked to go to the toilet, went to the toilet, obviously just had a quick wee, and then washed my hands, used her soaps, and then I left.
And where was she when that happened?
She was in, I believe, in the living room.
And then you left the job?
Yeah.
Did you think that there was something wrong with her when you were in there?
Well, yeah,
in the
like I said,
address?
she was just talking to herself and laughing to herself.
Did you realise that she wasn't...
Like, obviously 100% up to she wasn't.
Right, so she wasn't 100% there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what she told officers when they first arrived. So she said that you arrived, you've installed a new smart meter in the kitchen area, during which you both entertained small talk with each other, such as discussing cats, showing photos on your phone.
She showed me a photo, I never showed her photo.
Okay. So she showed you a photo on her phone.
Yeah.
But you didn't show her
No.
any. And then she says that once you finished, you started to put your hands down the front of your trousers and started to mess with your genital area.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, no.
She says that she could see that you were becoming aroused because you clearly had an erection through your trousers. Did that happen?
No, I think I did.
The suspect then asked to use her bathroom, and then once in there, you have asked her where the toilet tissue is, and then she has gone over to show you, and when she's walked into the bathroom, you've had your trousers around your ankles, masturbating over her toilet. Has that happened?
No, I think I did.
She then says that you have asked her if she wanted to hold it. She said no, and then she says that you've ejaculated over the toilet. Has that happened?
I just find it odd, like, why would someone say that? I just don't know. Like, I'm sorry, but like, she's the old lady, like, why would they do such a thing? I don't get it.
So are you denying that happened?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And you're obviously saying that she's old, and I assume you're saying that you wouldn't necessarily get aroused by that, is that right? Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. I just find it all odd, to be honest. Like, it's just, don't know how to defend myself because like it's just so weird. Like, I don't know what to say to you to like make you believe me, but I swear to God, it's like so weird.
It's not a case of believing; it's a case of evidence, isn't it?
Now, what you've heard is exactly what this deviant has done to whom he believes is the perfect victim, believing that it will be his word against her, and since she has a mental illness somewhat, that he will be believed. And now what we get to see is how dumb these sickos are, because he completely forgot about the good old CS of I.
We had forensics go out.
Yeah.
They took forensic swabs from the back of the toilet seat, and then they took forensic swabs from gloves that were found in the bin.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the forensic results of that came back, and it tested positive for semen.
Yeah.
On both the toilet seat and the glove.
Okay.
Is that your semen?
No.
So when we do a DNA comparison, it's going to come back a different DNA profile to you.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully. Either is or it isn't. DNA is completely different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it will either show that it's the same person and it's you, or it will show it's somebody completely different. Which one will it be?
Well, I don't know if when I'm weird, like, because sometimes you know how guys are, like, when we weed, just like a little bit of pre-cum comes out first.
Does it?
For me, yeah.
From you?
But obviously, like, not all the time, but sometimes.
What, pre-cum comes out when you're having a wee?
Yeah, yes.
It's gold, eh? This sexual predator deviant is dumb as shit.
So is that going to be your DNA?
No, should it be?
Will that DNA be yours?
And now, since he's been asked the origin question by this detective, he now comes up with story number 2.
To be honest, 100% with you. She came next to me after I finished weeing. She grabbed my penis and then she just wanked me off. So she started it.
What a piece of filth.
Did you stop her?
At the time, no. I should have, but
Why didn't you stop her?
I don't know.
And she masturbated you. Alright, I have no further questions for you at this moment in time. Do you want to say anything before I conclude this interview?
Because I don't want it all to go on me, because I know like she started it, so it's not fair, like everything's going back on me.
But you're of sound mind. You've said that she presented as being slightly off because she was talking to herself, and anybody in that kind of situation would think this person might have mental health issues. So you're the person with responsibility, aren't you? You're there. You're at work.
She still knows what she's doing. She's not mental.
You're at work though.
Yeah. I know.
You're there to fit a smart meter, nothing else.
And now the sicko gets bail. So he's back out into the community, and I believe that the restrictions of which they place on him for those bail conditions do not take into account the serious nature of the sexual predator's offending at all.
Okay, then you're going to be bailed. Then you've got some conditions while you're on bail. So if you want to step up here, and I can tell you what they are. Not to enter any address where there will or may be a lone female present. Okay. I think your phone's probably seized. Yeah, because they download everything off your phone, and then they have to examine where it fits in with the case.
How does that make sense? There's nothing on the phone for the case, though.
That's what the officers who are investigating it have decided. So that's what's happened. All right.
Yeah, old genius here. Thank God he went to the station or got picked up by the arrest team, and he was carrying his phone. So lucky for us, lucky for the people of the UK, because that all helps out later. And now we're going to go hear back from that poor old lady again, the victim, that poor little wahine.
A bit tricky, okay, but I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. That's why I need you to be able to tell me what happened.
Then he has to use the bathroom, has to use the toilet, he says, where's toilet paper? So I showed him where the toilet paper was.
Just tell me then, exactly what could you see?
Obviously, his trousers down, his ankles.
Okay.
And his masturbating out the toilet seat and some semen when on the floor by the toilet. He shows some pictures on his phone with cats.
Now, here's what they found on the phone, but more importantly, in this case, is what they didn't find on that phone. And they found just one pornographic picture, and that was
a picture of two older ladies masturbating a gentleman's penis that is downloaded on the day of the offence.
Now, why that is important? It's because it shows us that he has found his target, that he has found his victim, and that he knew that perhaps he could get done from what he's about to do. And that shows that word that us within the true crime community know oh so well, and that is premeditated. This was a premeditated sexual assault, that this is not an opportunistic sexual assault, and that therefore makes this type of sicko extremely dangerous to the community. So that's the significance of this sicko not having any information on his phone prior to the date of the attack. And now we're about to see that the cops have gone and gotten Sicko and brought the deviant down to the police station, and the cops now have all the evidence against him. And old Sicko's not too talkative anymore. He's also got a lawyer in tow.
Thank you for coming back for this voluntary interview, okay? I know it's your second time here. As you know, when you were brought into custody before, your mobile phone was seized, okay? When the victim spoke to the police, she told us that you showed her your mobile phone. Did you show her pictures of cats on your mobile phone?
No, I can't.
Tell me about the web history on your phone.
The what?
The web history on your phone. Do you delete it frequently?
No, I can't.
Your web history is deleted prior to the 8th of September 2020. What's significant about that date?
No, I can't.
Why did you delete it, everything prior to that?
No, I can't.
Do you use pornography?
No, I can't.
Do you view pornography on your mobile phone?
No, I can't.
Since this has happened, have you masturbated yourself thinking back about this?
No, I can't.
It concerns me a little bit that in your first interview you gave 3 accounts. What that tells me is that you've lied to us.
Somewhat, I believe he has. So, what happened from this point in this case? Well, Sicko was charged, he went to court, and he pled guilty. In England, in Crown law, go up in front of a sentencing judge, and the sentencing judge said it was such an egregious crime, he gave him 24 weeks incarceration. Now that I can agree with, but the second part, I can't, and that is because of premeditation. Because I believe, in my opinion, that premeditation, that seriousness of that premeditation, that it completely trumps the point that this was his first offence, and that is what the sentencing judge used when he suspended that sentence. So as long as Sicko's a good boy, nothing happens to him, and he goes back to living within the community without anybody knowing a thing. So why don't you join us? Become a member of this channel. Help support the Safe Bars project, and let's start stopping sickos from getting in. Kia ora. Hey, this message is for the following teammates, and it's in regards to an announcement which is coming up and the crossover and a whole bunch of other things. But if the following people that are listed in this video right about now, if they could please get hold of me on the email that I leave below. And please remember, just those people who are listed in this episode. That would be awesome. Okay, ka kite.